Opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of the station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.
Here we are at the May Wilson Theatre down at the Moose Jaw Cultural Centre, and we're talking about what's now become an annual event. We have with us today Mr. Moose Jaw. Ray, nice to have you here.
Well, thanks. It's nice to be here, and thanks for having us on today. It's really good, great, Lyle.
Yeah, because of course the Mr. Moose Jaw pageant is going to be taking place soon.
Well, it is March 1st. We're real excited about it happening all over again. It's a wonderful event, and want to ensure that everybody comes out. If you want to be a contestant, certainly sign up and get in there. And yeah, you could be wearing this crown after March 1st, and it's an exciting event.
Until then, nobody wears that crown, right?
That's right. Nobody else has her but me, so you got to take it away.
Well, Doris Dunphy is here, and of course, Doris is the organizer and person behind creating it. So, Doris, let's just talk about how you came up with the idea for it, and then you know, a bit more about what people can expect when they come.
Well, I must admit, I stole the idea from someone else. Gravelberg has had the pageant for the last couple of years too. So
Monsieur Gravelberg?
Yes, Monsieur Gravelberg, and they have been raising funds for Relay for Life there. So we found out from them about it, and we asked them if they minded if we did it, and they said, no, go ahead. So that's what we did last year. We started it, and it had some little bumps in the road, but we had a great group that came forward, and they did a wonderful job competing, and anybody who attended really enjoyed it and thought it was a great show, myself included.
Yeah. Well, that's great, of course, and it's an evening. It's yes, not just the show itself. There's other things happening too.
Yes, there's a silent auction that you can bid on items either before the show or during the break. And during the break, there'll be appetizers served. And last year, we had the pleasure of seeing all the contestants down in their swimsuits, mingling with the crowd, which I think was a surprise to the crowd, but I'm sure they enjoyed it.
Surprise to contestants too.
That was their decision, not mine. But the audience loved them. They were hilarious, and they did a great job. There was a serious side to it also. There was the evening wear portion, and of course they had tuxedos provided by a local merchant. And there was the talent portion, and there was various contestants that had different talents that they displayed. And there was the swimwear portion, which of course was very popular. And the public speaking, and each person spoke on a topic that was of interest to them, and something that meant a lot to them. So there were some pretty serious topics being discussed. And then after, there was an interview. Of course, Rusty Dean was our MC last year, local television weather lady, and so that was great to have her, and she was great interviewing the guys, and they all had a great time, and myself included, and we were very happy with the results.
So, Ray, she's mentioned some of these things. Tell us, from a contestant's perspective, how did each of these activities pan out for you? Well, the swimwear, I understand, was a showstopper.
Well, I sure stopped a lot of shows when I got out there. I'll tell you what, you can tell by my look of myself right here and right now that Speedo is not in it for me. But some of us that didn't have the fine physique that some of the younger guys did, we took it upon ourselves to make it fun, and we did have a good entertaining, and the get-ups that we seen were just fun to look at, and we made it a really good time. So yes, we were out and mingling with the crowd on the intermission in those outfits, and oh yeah, we had a great time. time with it and surprise
No.
that crowd.
I was thinking, for me, knowing you, I thought probably the evening wear, the tuxedo thing would be the most challenging. You know,
Well, we were
you're dressed like that all the time.
well, we were outfitted very well by a local company, and they made us all look very good. Of course, the tuxedos can make even a man that doesn't look so good like me look pretty darn good.
And now for talent, you were, people say, well, what's Ray going to do? And you told stories.
Yeah, I did a little comedy routine, talked a little bit about my own family, and had a good time with that. And my family was in the crowd too, just to hear it, and they laughed at it as well, even though it was about them.
Yeah, well, your daughters are quite shy. And I'm pretty sure they were. Oh, Dad, don't say that.
Well, my daughters are shy, as you know. You put them through school, so yeah. But they kind of red-faced and whatnot. Sorry about that. But yeah, a little embarrassed, but that's all right.
Good for you.
Yeah, they supported me anyway.
Yeah. So and you had a lot of fun.
Oh, we had a great time. We had a really good time. Backstage, we were cutting it up, and we were supporting each other as well, and just having a great time. And as Doris said, we talked to some of the audience members that were there to support us, really, and they talked that this year they will be there regardless if they know anybody that is competing. So it was a good time.
How did you decide to participate?
Well, I think I was suckered into it. It just looked like a good cause. Raising funds for Relay for Life is certainly something that it's not hard to decide that you want to do that. But we do, we were told that the police might have somebody in, the fire might have somebody in, and we thought, by gosh, we can't be had by them, so we better step up to the plate. And some of our staff were a little shy about public speaking. Of course, I do a lot of that, so that was okay with me. It was the swimwear I was a little nervous about, but got through that using a little bit of humor with that. And so yeah, we got on, and then lo and behold, we found out that those other contestants weren't there. So that's okay, but I'm sure glad I was involved in it.
So there's a little challenge this year that maybe the other emergency response personnel in the community could be making someone committed to join this year?
Well, I certainly challenge them, and I think they all should step up to the plate and do it. And I know there's some of those guys that are pretty darn good looking, and they can speak well as well. So
some of those firefighters are hot.
Oh yeah, well I wouldn't know that. There's a couple of female firefighters that yes are, but they're not up for this competition. So yeah, but and the police officers as well. But some of them a little shy, and it is an event that can shy you away. But look at it as having fun. You'll do good every time.
Well, that's a good thing. Now, Doris, let's talk about the evening itself, timelines and that. Now, of course, each contestant has to raise a certain amount of funds to participate. That's one of the things of it. But there's also fundraising generated by the silent auction and the entrance fee and things like that.
Yes. Each contestant is asked to raise $250 in donations, and people like Ray and some of the other contestants went way above that. Ray raised over over $2,500 in donations, so it's pretty exceptional when someone does that without even mentioning that at all. They just went above and beyond. So, and another guy raised over $1,500 worth. So that's it's pretty impressive when you see people taking it upon themselves to go above and beyond. Because $250, it's a good little amount, but it seemed Ray seemed to have no problem doing it. Yes, they certainly looked on it that way, and it's definitely great to see people raising that kind of money for Relay for Life.
And of course, the relay, we should mention when it is, and catch people up on what's happening. You're going to be back in the Yarra place now.
Yes, it was a wonderful venue last year, and I know a few people, when we were asking if they were being on the team this year, they said, well, where is it? Is it indoors or outdoors? And when we told them where it was, they said, yes, I'm on the team. So that was great when you see new people joining because they like the venue, and for one reason, I'm sure they would have joined anyway, but it was definitely a deciding point for that person. And it's a fun night and a great way to raise funds for Relay for Life. And
so when is the relay this year?
It's June 7th to 8th, Friday night to Saturday.
Okay. And people are getting their teams together right now?
Yes, and if you need any information, I see that the Cancer Society here in Moose Jaw has a new staff member there, and if not, they're welcome to call me if they'd like. My phone number is 693-1238. And
1,
I'd
2,
be
3 is pretty easy.
That's right. Yeah, just don't get the police department. And I'd be willing to give them information, or if it's a group that needs someone to come out to speak to them in regard to putting a team together, I'd be welcome to do that also.
Well, you say 1, 2, 3, 8 for the police department, so it maybe you say, well, and you say, well, who's your contestant in the Mr. Moose Jaw?
That's right. Perhaps people will put a little pressure on the police and the fire department, and the guys at the base there. We haven't had a representative there, and I'm hoping that they'll come through before the deadline.
Yeah, that'd be great, because of course there are a lot of people at the base who participate in the Relay for Life too.
That's right, yes. So we'd like to see them participating in this event also.
So, Ray, I know the time is coming to close for you, that you're going to be stepping down, but someone is going to have this plaque, or a plaque similar to it, in their possession next year. What can you say to them about participating?
Well, just the event itself, Lyle, is worthwhile participating. Win, lose, or draw. I mean, it's an exciting event. It's fun. It's really interesting to be involved with it. And I can't thank Doris enough for setting it all up. She kind of went against all odds and went forward with it. You know, I can't to this day figure out why Gravelbourg has a Mr. Moose Jaw contest down there, but whatever.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's just the type of guy. I'm sorry I'm dressed this way today. I'm on shift today. Just took a little time out for the TV interview. But yeah, it is a great event, and you know what, is really cool to be recognized. I walk down the street, somebody will just yell out, "Hey, Mr. Moose Jaw," and I don't have a clue who they are, but it brings a smile to my face, and it's kind of a neat feeling, and to be recognized that way, it's
Well,
really
of course,
neat.
your personality matches well with being Mr. Moose Jaw, because you're kind of gregarious and outgoing, and yeah, you're working, but you're still taking time to try and support people. You're saying it was a really busy day, and this is probably the first break you've had today since 6 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, we have been pretty busy on the EMS trucks today. Very, very busy. Actually, we haven't been back to the station since early this morning. So yeah, that's all right. Though I appreciate supporting the Mr. Moose Jaw contest, Relay for Life, and certainly raising funds for cancer. It's always great.
So if you want to be a contestant, still a couple of days as we're taping this that you can have to enter. So Doris, I'll tell them about that. Then you also get to sum up and tell us when and where. Okay?
Okay, sure. If you'd still like to be a contestant, there's still time. Pick up your package at either of the Connexus branches in the city here, or they can contact me at 693-1238, and I'll give you the information. And the event will take place on March 1st, on Friday evening at 7:30. So it's a great opportunity to come out, have a great time, and see guys put on a great show. They're not shy, the guys that participate, and they certainly know how to have a good time, and the audience gets in on it too. So, and it's general rated, so nothing you have to be concerned about if you bring your children.
Okay, well, thank you both for taking time out from your job, literally, and Doris, from yours as well, to come with us and remind us about Mr. Moose Jaw, the second annual one. So nobody will ever be being first, but somebody else has to be second. So come on out and enjoy it. I'm sure it's a good, worthwhile cause, and coming June, we'll be looking forward to showing that to you on Shaw as well. So we'll be right back after these messages.